Okay, today lecture I will practice with you how to change our task management into this interface. First one, I will introduce you how to use MDI form to make is the parent and child form. And from it, we can integrate two forms together. First, we get task form. Here on the task, we have task name here, and we apply it. And user form is another function. It's just we link together, and when in the task form, here in a user form, we can add a new user. For example, is my name. Is symbol. And in the main form, we can look at here. I add more function is the users, as you can see. It means that we have the task, and each task can handle by one or more user, and one user can do one or two or many tasks. So the relationships is many to many. So here is this step we have to create a database for this program in the next week. So since the relationship between users and tasks, I create this form. It is select user, and we can search username here. I show you how to search it. For example, here in user, I ask one user is my name, or maybe add another for demonstration. It means when I search the username, for example, X in my name, or nothing is on users in our data, and I double click for one user, it will add into this form, and this appears list box, and can add another is disappear. If we want to remove it, we double click in one user and it remove, double click remove, and we add again. Okay, now in our task management, we had something changed. We add title is a task one, description, for example, online, time to 20 at virus. Okay, at event, as you can see, where one column it show what username to do it, and if I delete and I ask more user, time yes, it's actually it is surprise, but I have some errors. We will fix it today. It have one users, and also we can update event and update users in the same with previous. It's linked together. For example, if I add more, and see, yes, it had new ones. So how can we do it? It is the topic for today practice, and also it is one of the assignment for you in next week. Okay, let's do you clear about the practice for today? Uh, if no questions, we will start with practice. It's a new one, and here's the previous, the latest project. So let's iron it. Okay, now is this is some error, so let's stop. And debug again. What? Okay. That's fine. I will get the project from this. Here previous projects we have on the function here, and okay, users, yes. And now I will show you how to create in a new interface with MDI applications that have parent and child form from this project. So in your project practice, follow my task. First one, we create a new form. Just right click and select add new item. Here we choose in the window form, and in this we just use this kind of form. This is not more. Today we will use this form is the MDI parent form. It means that it has the structure of parent and child form. So let's select it and name it a FARL for form, and here is the main UI graphic unit interface 3 UI add okay. Here on the function, so we delete all of them, and the menu to delete for empty. You can change the title. It is text here, but here is not important. I will code and delete irrelevant function. And build yeah, it's a set. Okay, we don't need it. From interface. Now first we need a menu file for this function. For example, file edit it's a task and user, so I select a file. It's the menu strip. Here menu strip, and I change its text. It's the menu is name. M for menu is the main, and here I have some functions. For example, is the function. Here is some. Here one tip is as the character is this kind of character. This character before the menu function, and you can see as it will immediately change to this character F and underline. So it helps us for the short keys is only this, and this is the character, for example the F. In function we have first is a task, also the same for this character. No space between this character and name. Second is a user. Okay. Now to solve the title of the form in this main form, we need tab control in your toolbox. Here, click tab control and draw it into this. We don't need a task base, so remove by a task, remove, and change this display, and changing in property is a field. Field, where is this? Doc is a for top, and answers for top and button. Enter. Doc field. Okay. We use for display the name, for example, when clicking EC for task, and next is a user. Right. Now let's create a variable that store two main form. Let's review code. In the main GUI code, we create two forms: is the FRL event management task form and FRL user. This is the user form. Is it to have this name? It depends on your project. Here I use one of student project, and he uses this name is the FIL event management and FIL user. So I use this name. In your case, you can use your name is different with mine. It's no problem. Okay, so we have two forms, and each form will store the information that from child form in the parent form here. So let's handle the menus. It's the task first. Double click on this, and it's so into event when double click. In double click, we will check this all, and I check it if task form is known. It means that no object that's available, and it's dispose. It means that it closed. It dispose. It means that we don't have the available form for such object, and it available but it had closed. So we create a new task form. And we set MDI parent for this form. Parent equals this. This it means MDI GUI, and service. Task form. In another case, if this task form available, we just select it. Okay, let's run it. The problem is that it continuous run the previous form is the for task management, so we must change it. Here I change the name is to for confusion. It's not event, because if event we confuse between our purpose program and in C# programming language event management suggesting a task for better name and change the form it to I just change the name. It's better to call us just for you to not confuse between each name and the user the event here. So to change the main form display, we will edit this file in program.cs. So let's edit. Here is FRL task manager. So let's change it in FRL and run again. Okay, we continue. Here I run test for this program. Phones and we have task. Yes, it's A. So now let's remove it. We just keep a file or function. We remove user management because we have it in function. So let's remove in task. Remove it. Delete. And main interface in the menu. Let's process for user. Double click and we can copy this and change task form to user form. Please remember that when copy and paste, remember change it correctly. Run it again. Okay, let's function user and function task. It's working but not good because it's flow like this. This. If we choose into user, it's his task is this form. So if we close it in task, it has this open again and with user is active, but we need is must dock into this space for its name of its view more professional. So how to handle this task? As we know, on control on Windows form is based on the event. Event here is different with task. So let's come into main form and in this event panel here, let's check one event for related child form is the MDI. see, let's see. Here you can find its name is the MDI child activate. It's handled when we open a form in this main form. So here, just double click on MDI child form and handle this event. Here we want all of the child form must talk into the task bar and show the title on this. So here first we check active. We get this main form dot active MDI child. It means that what the child form we want to show, and says Windows state is a Windows state maximize. It is full screen, and we check it task this active task none. It means that no task space, so we add it task space TV new task space. The test for task space is the title of the form. So it is this dot active try dot test. And let's tap it. Equal this active, and as a parent is the form this dot test. It tab control. I forget to send its name, but it tab control is control on the sub form. You display as form parents, and this task control selected as equal TP. Change the selected tab and this active dot task TD, and we handle the events as when we close a form. Close the task is this active here is two events. As previous lesson I guided you how to handle events from the code rather from the interface. So we close its name. Let's check its name from close plus equal and to tab. It handle is in this line. And when from cloud we just dispose with we have a sender as a form, and we get it tab, and we add its task space. and let's dispose. That you can follow it. Here we create a task by tab by. This will display form into the tab control, and when form cloud we dispose it. So let's run F5. Functions that is full screen as we expected, and the title of function will display here. It's one of the tab. So let's user, yes, tab and user, yeah, user and tab. But when we click onto tab, it not change the information. Let's here nothing changed. So it means that we must handle some specific event that's related to click task. So what kind of event? Let's turn it. This event related to tab control. So let's the task control, the form and the task control. This task control. Let's click in this and see the event and see that selected index chain. Remember this event related to tab control and double click. When selected chain, we check the task tab control the selected tab. We select a tab and tab the task. If this we saw it selected tab and we just select. Can you follow it? We select tab. The for task control is the for form, and we add form. Okay, let's run. A function task and function user. We can change it by click. Was it works perfectly? You see its name is a title of user. Let I change the title of task management. Title task and user title, test is a user. Okay, run. Yes, C is the name, task and user. And in the menu, in this case, we have only functions. If we change into task, this function of task will add here. The menu of task will add inside the function. So it's very good function form. Now I take a time about 50 minutes for you to practice. If you have a problem, can ask me. As I saw for the beginning of class, we must have two fields, it is phone and email. So I create for user SFIL user design. We create two form is copy and paste. At the shows that almost programmer is very good at copy and paste, because just copy and change is it's a font, and second one is a font and email. Test TT font and TT's email. So since you add two fields and here must add two columns. First one is a font, second email. Since it come from previous less project, I have introduced the username and full name, how to do it, so it's the same. So I left this task for you. It's one of the exercise. Add two of it into this. But one suggestion is that add two new fields into user.cs. Add two new is publish string font this and get, and same for email. So it's a task for you. User, and you add user is display two tasks, two new field. I'm sorry, I forgot to record, so I must come back some more function. Let's I re-explain for recording video for you to see later. Us from interface and users, you had two new fields, font and email, and your work is add it to data grid field is a phone, email, and task management. We have user. We can type username here to search, and if has username is display a list box, and double click it will change to exist, and after that you can add it into this one slash column is a user. So our problem is how to make connection between two forms, how to link user name here into the task management and link it together from the main program. I know that all of you has concept about the database. So if we use database, we can retrieve the data from the SQL server, SQL server. But in this case, we just use memory data. So it's a RAM memory. After we run, it's clear. So we must have some variables to store task and store user. So because I make a new class called is a task work, this will store information of the task, and here this is class. I have ID, title, description, and now I more publish date. And the last one is a user. User will manage at a list of user. So what he showing user here? User, okay. User. Search and yes. List user. Okay, change the namespace. Table has same namespace. So maybe user change namespace into task management, and it will know where user come from. Here we saw task here. Since you learn object-oriented programming, we need some construction. Is it task? In Windows we have class task, so I add task work. The construction functions. So it has ID, string, title, and other. So this is for you to create instructor. Now in the main GI main, let's view the code. And start beginning, we have the form and user form, task form. Now we have two lists. The first one list. This is task work. In this we have the list task, our task and user. List. Let's SCSN. To list will start task, and this is start user. And now when we call a user, we must transfer this variable to it. And when in this form we change the user form, or also change in this, so we change parameter streamer tool strip user form, new user here. The parameter is the ref user, this user. It's some key here. First, list user we know is a just variable. This is a list of user we want to keep in our program, and here ref. It stands for reference. If you learn C or C++, you know that the pointer we can transfer into the functions by pointer, by reference, or by value. When Microsoft upgraded to C#, they remove pointer, but we can keep the reference by keyword ref. The error here, since our form don't have the parameters, so let's open user form. We'll code and show into instruction function instructor here, and now we will try to add one parameter is a list user, and its user is list user add user, because we transfer this user as a reference, so I add the keyword ref here. Okay, it's same name, so I change the parameter is user only. Add user. Let's view it. It says some problem. List user equal this user. Okay, add more constructor. User the problem because I use your project and change its name, so it has error. So let's check property. Assist name, default name is the task and change namespace. Let I check these errors. Just click onto the error, it will show the help from Microsoft. Check inconsistent as a parameter. So here, Stack Overflow is a well-known website for programmer and developer. Oh, let's see what they talk about this error. Okay, maybe is this. Of my user. And another software help is from Microsoft.com. Okay, they ask that be must public. So let's see what task user is must public and will go. Yes, it disappear. So problem is that from user you didn't have public keyword, so it's private class. So since it's private, it cannot access from this code. And now I change it into public. It works perfectly. I show you how to use the ID Visual Studio, solve the errors and find it on the internet. I hope that in the future, if you have problem, you can find. If you can read the English, it's very good. As my experience, I start from Stack Overflow first, and after that in Microsoft. But in Microsoft, they have better solution in this case. So now let's come back our problem. I transfer this user and must have ref keyword reference here, and let's build. From menus we have the list user, and we can add onto this ref list user, and this we have errors, just double click on this error, and for task management form we open user, but here in menu strip I had deleted it, so you can delete it too. Let's rebuild. It's okay. Let's I come back in the main GI view code. I create a list of users, and in the code when functions users click, I transfer list user into it. So hope that when we come back in this user, our user list is also keep update. Let's run. Once and function task, function user, we add small user, also my name, accessor is error. Okay, the errors here. Why is here? H. You remember I run again. Some test. Okay, wait a minute. We have questions. User form icon user labs list user arrest. How can fix? Okay. From man's guide will call. This error is means this arrest because you must describe this. Here is task form, user form, and here we store task and user here. So for each user, you transfer in this. So that's fine. Is this work? Just describe a variable list user. Okay. List user was it not working? Can you share your screen? Phương share the screens from the Google meeting. You have the button in the left corner, right bottom, and select full screen or select one document. Okay. Okay. Let's move to your describe the list users on the top of this form. List user. And come back in this error. List. Move. Wait a minute. So open the form is a FIL user. Open it view code, and in publish FIUs you must transfer as a ref keyword here. Yes, it's a. Okay, let's come back. Yes, it's okay because we use reference, so we add ref before call the variable and so another error. Okay. Just delete it because we remove it from the task event, so delete all of this. Yes. Okay, let's view it. Okay, that's fine. And let's I run my program to check That's a list of user had linked to this form. Screen function use here. Okay, it has one problem here. Wait a minute. In main guide view code, we use list of user, but we did not initialize its value, so it will take error. So in public main guide in construction of this class, we must initialize user equal new, and for the task list of task new same. Without this initialized, it will have errors when we call this form. Okay, let's run it. Functions user as my user, enter, and now when we close it, it has a problem. If you follow me, it will have this problem. Why? Because when close this form, now active MDI child available. So if we set say it will have error. So we must check it if a known we return. We didn't do anything. Yes. Or you can do another way is by calling it by in the bracket of try and catch. To handle the error in my case, I know it's a known, so I return. Okay, let's function users as username, cloud, and view again user. It now information here. Why? Let's click in user view code. We add users, but it just display if we call the binding source. So here we add this cost onto this. What's the line? we must binding so into list user. In this case, we will show the information will add in this. Let's run again. Function user and cloud is yes, it keeps the list of user in the memories. When we open again, it will display from the task. Here as I guide is used, we remove its user function. We remove it, so it just access the user by this form only. Okay. Now we handle the task management for two of list. But before doing this, we must transfer parameter user into this form and the task list to this form from the main GUI view code. We have list of task works, list of user. Is this okay? List of user. We transfer parameter user into this form, and for task form task managers we also transfer reps list rep list task, and since we didn't change information into the task management, so we just transfer it by values list user. These two parameters will transfer, and it had error because the construction before don't have any parameters, so we can change it in task management, right click and view code, and on the top of it in this way add two lists. Before I write with list of task work, list of tasks and private list user list user. Even though it has the same name, but it different scope, so different class, it has different meanings. From here I transfer parameters. First, reference of list task work, task, and list of user. Yes, it has the same error. It's a, I hope that you know how to fix this error. error here. Inconsistent accessibility for parameter list task work. I had correct this error before for form user. Now your work is correct it for this form. It's easy, not difficult. So it's an exercise for you. That I fix it by turn off the set screens. Okay, I have fixed it. So homework for you is how to fix this error. So from it, I had two parameters and I assign it again. This list task equals task, and sorry, task is the name of its variable, and list user equal user. Right. Okay, this, and now when the test user enters test here, test will change and we fill the information into this. So go to its event, is the test change. Double click on it, double click on this test is okay. So double click. Is this event first? With find user name. First, we get a list of user. Search user because we have list of user with as previous project. I introduce you how to use link queue to query on the list. Is a where lambda expression x equal x dot username dot constant. This test t search username this for easy to see. Dot test. Oh, sorry. Dot stream. To list. Now we had on the list, we fill it into the list box. First we clear this list box. This is what's its name? I see its name here. This LST search username. So let's come back. LST search username dot item dot clear item and add it. Search add search user y I. Okay, we add on the item in this. So see what happened. You code run it. function user as one user from here for fast. Function task. Let's just yes, it had problem. What kind of problem? Here from interface we know that we set the visible for this a font, so it not display. So when try it, we must solve it again. So if such user dot count cause lst visible true. L if not, we set it font again. Task user and task. Right. Yes, it display information, but the information display is the name of class, but we want to display is a username. So how to do it? We know that on the class in C# has a function aka toString. So we must change it, override this kind of function. So let's open the user class and change it as override function, override toString. Yes, override toString in class user, and we return this username. Just fine. Okay, let's run again. Functions user at username, full name, and function task file. Yes, it's username. Yes, if we add more user, if you update this, it will display here. Yeah, to user. Okay, what the questions? Okay, list task work task list user and app events. I could not find the solution. Yes, okay, you have this problem. Let's I come back in user view code. As you remember previous time, it has errors. Here the same error when we set it. So I will present its error again when in user I change it into nothing. I delete it public. It means that this class is private, and now in the user, as you can see, it displays the error again. So just change it into public. Yes, and it disappear. So this is a suggestion for you to doing task management in this. It has same problem. Okay, if you don't have time to correct it, just remove it. We can do it later and follow the class. Here's a test change. We fill on the information into this list box. And now the task is when we double click and one item, it will fill into the remains list box. So the event here, double click. Let's find this event. Double click, yeah, and I double click too. First, we will give this LST of selected index is 0. It means that we select one item, and this LST user item add this search dot selected item. We just transfer between two boxes. Functions task function user and add a username name and functions user was double click it. Nothing happened. Okay, see what's the error. Greater than 0. Again, and task double click. Yes, it's into this, but problem if we double click again, the same username will add onto this list box. So how to check is a unit. username. It is the homework for you. Okay, but when we want to remove it, we also double click and it will remove. So we handle this event. Task management list box into list box into double click. From this the same here, but we remove it. If not if, just remove this LST user item, remove as this LST user not selected index. Let's run. Functions use function task users, we add one user and task with search is 1 2 3. Actually it's errors, but now I need to do it. You cannot add one user multiple times. You must check username here. So here I remove it, remove everything. It's errors. Why? Because selected index is -1, so you must check in this. Okay, if LST user not selected index better return. Okay. Now almost we have all the functions that we want. We create a user task. In user we create one, for example, and task we search is, and we add it. If no user, we can add more and add it. Yes, we can remove one user by double click on one item, double click, remove it or remove it. And now how to handle when side event it will update into this. It have one column, user here. Okay, let's do it. Side event. Now I double click on this side event. Here is the one implement from students, and now we know that we have the task subject, so we must add the task here. Task T, task work. New, and we add the task pattern name, task ID equal this dot ID, and remain for title and 2 times. This is task for you. And now in this we can change it into it has a parameter, so I change it this ID, and you can add more property here. This is a homework, and now I just add the task dot user. Where is user? Okay, that user equal new list of user. I repeat on the list box of user and add it into. During this time, I will display user is string. I repeat on this box. This list lst user as count of item count. As you know, this is a list box. Just we add one user when search here into this. So I count on the item and I add it into task user add. Right. It has an error saying this is a generic, so we just cast it into user. Convert this type into user is okay, and display user equal and we add more one is the comma to separate between user space. I like space. Yes, here we add on user into task, and now we display it. For display, we create a new column, edit column. Here is edit column. Okay, this code we don't have, so I come from the let's remove, come back into source header S1. This for user. We have a lot of way to do it, and here I follow this code and add it by the function source header, and here user, and now in this we add one more column. Is a display user. Okay, let's run. Function user, function task user, we have is and to user in task we add is title with the class online uh, 11, 12, side event. Here one column is a user, and each of users separate by space, one space. So here when click in one item, it will fill on the information and also fill in this list box too. For example, if I create event class 2, I remove it, remove display it, and side event. When I click in this row, it must fill in this two username. And click on second, it's just one username. So now I didn't handle this, so this is a task for you. This session is just you get the test from here. Here test. You separate by space, and user 1, user 2, and after that you can find user in list of user. This function helps you to update the task. Update. Also update user, we can remove user. For example, remove and update, it means that now the user update. This is a homework exercise for you. Okay.